Hello everyone, welcome to eLeague Online. In the previous video on create event, we created this event 02 demo ladder doubles individual, which is the ladders double individual league type. If you haven't watched that video, I would highly recommend go ahead and watch that video on seeing how do you go about creating an event. Once you have created an event, now you are ready to go ahead and build rounds for that event. When you navigate to build round from leagues and tournaments here, you will land on this page. By default, this is saying, it is saying you are going to build round one because you haven't created any round yet. Now, this is the date. By default, it shows you the default today's date because ideally you will be building the round right on that day. However, the platform supports has the ability to even create the rounds beforehand. Even a day before or whenever you are creating. Now, we'll talk about some of these features as we build the rounds and we build future rounds. But for now, we'll keep it simple and we'll just go ahead and start adding new players. On the left hand side, you see there are two upload methods, upload by data and upload by file. Upload by data is the one that is by default selected and is most used, and we will use that here in this video right now. Upload by file is another capability that is provided so that you can say if you have a list of 40 players, 100 players, which is huge, and it is cumbersome for you to add one player, each player on the screen. In those cases, you would go ahead and explore upload by file. For this demo, we are going to be using the upload by data option, and hence we'll go about adding the players right here from the screen. Say this is a small league and you just have 9 to 10 players. That's the example that we are going to take for this video, and in future videos we'll make it a little more complicated, but let's start with the simplest example here with like 9 players. So we have 9 players added now. We'll go ahead and say build round at this point. So we are on our fixtures screen. Now you might notice that as we did not specify who we want in our group and not. So the system just took the order that you added each one of these players in. Like notice that these test names are by design added in a way that they start with in alphabetical order. So Alexandra, Barry, Christopher, David, Erica, and in group 2 we have Faith, Heather, Jessica, and Kristen. They are alphabetically aligned. Because there was no other way for eLeague Online to apply any other business logic on. For now, we are good for this. Now at this point, you can navigate to manage rounds either from here or right from here too. Both the actions will lead you to the same page. So if I navigate to manage rounds, this is how the screen looks like. Now this is going to be the most important screen for you as an admin as you will be working through running your leads. Now notice that you have a round card. Say as the rounds grow, you will keep seeing more round cards coming up here as you progress further in your event. The other features on the or components on the screen are these. These two leaderboards will keep you up to date with every score in the event so far. Cumulative will show cumulative leaderboard which is a consolidated scoring after each round, whereas this will show just the selected round, and we'll see the data as we build it. On the top you see 3 buttons: delete round, last round, just to delete. Say if you mess up a round because of any issue or something and you want to redo, you should be able to go ahead and delete the last round from here. Initiate bracket, if you are using this event as a competition or a tournament that you need to eventually do brackets on, you can initiate a bracket from here, or you can view the scorecard. We'll see all that data as we build the round. Now let's understand the 4 buttons that you see on each round card. Now these are important. This is how you will manage a round. Now lock score, we'll touch upon this when we enter the scores. We are not there yet, but that's an important milestone in a round. Remember when we were creating this league, we talked about the duper recorded flag here. This is unchecked. Had this if this were checked, then at lock score, the scores get pushed to duper. Rebuild round is when you want to make changes to the round. Say there are additions, if there is a walk-in, or if you want to take a player out, that's when you will use rebuild round. Edit score is when you are done with the round. Now you are wanting to add the scores. Download is where you download the PDF sheets from. Say if you are satisfied with the score, this is how a round PDF looks like. This is what you will eventually print to be handed over to the players for them to go ahead and have their place. Notice that you have two pages here, page 1, page 2. Remember that we have 9 players here. 9 players were distributed in the groups of 2. First group being a group of 5 and second group being a group of 4. The fixture for a group of 5 looks like this. There are 5 players and there are like 5 games in this round. 5 games because to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to play with everyone, the system, the core business logic makes this fixtures to ensure that everybody gets an opportunity to play with everyone. In the game 1, Alexandra and Barry are playing as a team against Christopher and David, while Erica has a bye, and so on and so forth. These paddles denote the same team and the balls denote the same team. The paddle with an S denotes that Alexandra is going to be serving, starting the serve, and Christopher is going to be at the receiving position. So this really tells you the position on the court as well. And these are 5 games. Notice that group 2 is kept blank. The value 2 in this rounds per day for the event configuration, that's what really determines whether there should be just one round showing up here or there should be 2 rounds. Had that value been 1, you would have just seen 1 round here, but you're seeing the round 2 as well because our event configuration says 2 rounds per day. Notice the fixtures for the group 2 are a little different because for a group of 4, you just need 3 games to ensure everybody plays with everyone. So in this game 1, Faith and Heather play as a team against Jessica and Kristen, and so on and so forth. And this is the group 2 placeholder to play the next round on the same day. So now you reviewed everything, you are happy with the round and you want to get started with the play. What you'll do is you'll go ahead and print these sheets, and these sheets are handed over to the group captain. Notice that a group captain is called out here, and the captain is really responsible for recording the scores and handing over the sheet to the admin or the league coordinator, which is Ruben in this case. So the games are played and Alexandra has the first page. She records all the all the scores, and you have Faith as the captain for the second group, and she records all the scores for group 2. Now the games are played, the games are done. Now you have the scores back. At this point, you will come back here, and from the physical sheets, you can have the scores uploaded right here. Now notice this updated scores can happen right at the court as well. That can absolutely be done. You can carry your iPad around and go to the courts and enter the scores right from there. That is doable too. So now at this point, you have group 1 and group 2. We'll go ahead and enter the scores for both the groups from the physical sheet that we just got back from the captains. Click on Edit Score to start entering the scores. I have already added some scores here to move forward with the video, but you will be able to just go ahead and edit each one of these fields to add these scores. Now notice that the system forces to have the same score for the players in the same team. Like if I update 5 here, it gets updated for both Christopher and David for that particular game because both of them are on the same team. So there are some checks and balances like this built on the scores to avoid getting into some mistakes. Once you have added the scores, go ahead and hit save. And at this point, if you're happy with the scores, you have cross-checked, double-checked that the scores are accurate, you'll go ahead and hit lock score. Lock score, as I mentioned before, lock score is an important milestone in the journey of your round, because this is where all the stats get generated, the games get saved and pushed into the database, and if this is a duper league, the scores get pushed to duper as well. So at this point, I'll go ahead and click lock score. Once the process completes successfully, it will give you a message saying scores logged successfully. That means everything went fine and scores got generated, the stats got generated. Now, as you can see here, this is our cumulative dashboard. That's your round one dashboard, because that's what is selected right now. That's the last logged round on the league so far. Notice that both of these are exactly the same because you just have one round. And you will see this cumulative leaderboard showing you more games, because that is going to be the consolidated status of the league at any given point in time. At this point, you should be able to go ahead and look at the view scoreboard button as well. And this gives you all the details. Now, it's the same data as you saw on manage rounds. Manage rounds just gives you a preview. This has a lot more details on your data. So for each player, the rating, points scored, points possible, points won, points differential, games played, games possible, games played percentage, games won, games lost, and games won percentage, and the games history for the last 6 games. Currently, there are only 4 max games because it's just one round, but you will see the history of last 6 games here on the scorecard. You also have the capability to download the PDF and send it over to your players if that's what you would want to do. That concludes everything that you would want to do on round 1. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Level up your leagues and tournaments with eLeague Online.